Hello everybody, welcome back to Simple Art for Adults. My name's Erin. You're probably tired of hearing me say that. You know who I am by now. This is our Sunday Funday color and chat, and basically what that means is it's just a gathering. It's just where I color something and talk a lot. So if that's not your kind of thing, then this may not be your kind of video. I know I've had a few comments who say that they're not really into the videos where people talk too much about their personal lives and things, and I can get behind that. I really do understand. Not everybody likes the same kind of thing, and that's just fine. But I do just want to make it a point to say that my channel is a very eclectic one. I do a lot of different techniques and how-tos and reviews, and every Sunday morning I put up a color and chat, and it's called Sunday Funday, and that's usually the very first thing in the title. So if you're not a fan of color and chats and you see the word Sunday Funday in the title, that's probably not going to be the video that you're going to want to watch, because I'm probably going to be talking a lot about personal things. So just to let you know ahead of time. For the rest of you who really do enjoy these and you've been waiting for this all week, happy Sunday Funday. I thought today that we would take some time to work on our buddy color. This officially, it's officially right now, it's still Friday. So this won't be posted until Sunday morning, but it is the 22nd and it is the start of our buddy color. So I have been getting some of this coloring done in Magical Jungle by Johanna Basford. We're going to be working on this picture for the next 2 weeks. And if you color slow like me, we're going to be really, really trying hard to get it done, because I am very, very slow when it comes to coloring. So this is what I'm actually going to be coloring today. Before I did this, what I actually was working on was... where'd I put it? Here it is. So our next color along that we're going to do together, where I'm going to do it kind of tutorial style and walk you through it and the colors that I'm using, we're doing in Romantic Country, the third tale. And we're actually going to be doing this page, which is the inside of what it looks like to me is the inside of a boat, like a cabin. So I wanted to kind of make it like almost like a cruise ship style room. And believe it or not, you guys, in trying to find the right color combinations, here's what I've been doing. So this is my Kindle Fire that I have here. Open up the browser. I was actually looking at pictures of the insides of cruise ship cabins, just trying to maybe come up with some kind of idea as to what colors I thought I would use. I do have some of the colors picked out, like the background colors. I think what I'm going to end up doing for the walls and the floor, the walls are going to be mostly seashell pink with the beige sienna for the highlights. And then the floors themselves, I'm going to do rosy beige and then a clay rose for the highlights. And I think that those four colors are neutral without being too neutral, and they're going to give us a nice backdrop. And you think if we pull in like the seashell and the rosy beige, or the clay rose and the beige sienna into these flowers here, and into the flowers on the pillow, it's going to look really pretty. So that's the plan. I'm going to start working on this, recording this either tonight or tomorrow, and the first episode of it will be up on Christmas for you guys. I can't actually record it on Christmas because I won't be home, but I will work on getting the first part of it recorded and up there for you. So let's move this back out of the way. My chair is squeaky. I need to oil it. So in any event, we're going to be coloring in this today. And what I've already done, I've done in the Schpirrer Farben, or SF pencils. Oh, for those of you who have asked, this is a silicone cutting mat. That's all this is. Let me zoom this out a little bit. This is a silicone cutting mat. These come in sheets. The clear ones come in great big sheets at Dollar Tree. 2 for $1. So what I do is I take them and I stick them long ways inside my book, right? So just like that, and I take a pair of scissors and trim it so it fits my book. I like to have a little bit of extra room because it helps me remember where my page is. And then along the sharp edge, because it is plastic, and then when you cut it with scissors, it does get a little sharp, I just wrap some washi tape around that side, or the Duck, this is actually the Duck brand washi. I think it sticks better, so that's what I put here. And so I have several in 2 different sizes because, of course, you know our coloring books come in different sizes. So it's kind of helpful to have that. And that serves as my page protector. I don't have to waste sheets of paper putting behind there or anything. So it keeps my books cleaner too, I think. Now that I have them all stacked up on my shelf, I'm going to end up doing another art space review for you guys soon, like where I'm going to take you on a tour of my desk, because I have gained so much stuff and I've had to reorganize so much stuff that I've got even more stuff crammed into like a tiny little area. And I know a lot of you guys are really into organization and you like to see how it's done, so I figured I would show you like all of my stuff, everything that I have and how I store it. Again, I know I just did it a few months ago, but things have changed drastically. So if that's something that you would like to see, just please say so down in the comments and I'll be sure to get that up for you. Something else I wanted to show you, this is a little notebook I picked up at Dollar Tree, and I thought it was very, very fitting for what we do. It says colors speak louder than words, and what I use this for is my recipes. This is my coloring recipe book. So I put the page I'm working on and the image that's in there and what I'm coloring it with, and then I put, you know, the colors that I use for different elements of that picture, and I do it for pretty much everything. So if I have works in progress and I just don't feel like going back to them right away, I don't have to. So this is what I'm doing for the Magical Jungle Buddy color. These blue-green leaves are what I want to work on today. And the pencils I was using to do them out of the Schpirrer Farben set. Let's see, 63, 61. Does anybody know how to say the pencils right? Anybody at all? Because I know I'm saying them wrong and I'm probably saying something dirty in German. And I don't want to do that. So these are the 4 pencils I'm using from light to dark. Let's see how sharp they are. I think they're okay to do another leaf or 2. So let me just zoom you in. And I'm stuffy. So I did finally break down and go see a doctor. And as it turns out, I'm having allergies. We're not sure what my allergies are to. I'm taking a new medicine to try and see if that will fix the issue. If it doesn't, it could be that I'm allergic to my dogs, and in that case, what I'm going to have to do is, I don't know if you guys have ever done it or not, but they do this thing, it's called a scratch test. And basically, they take a bunch of allergens, and they put like this thing on your back or on your outer thigh or something, and they scratch them into your skin, and then they have you come back a little while later and see what you've reacted to. So they can tell, you know, what your allergens are, and then they can prescribe you a medication based on your unique allergies. So I'm going to go get that done sometime in the next couple of weeks if whatever this is that keeps me stuffy and feeling sick all the time doesn't get any better. If it is the fact that I'm allergic to the dogs, there are no worries. My dogs won't be going anywhere. I'll just keep trying until I find a medication that works for me. We've tried pretty much all the over-the-counter stuff. Benadryl helps. Benadryl helps tremendously, but I think the reason that it helps is because it puts you into a coma. And when you're in a coma, you don't care if you have the sniffles. So there's that. So while I do take Benadryl at night before I go to bed to help me fall asleep without feeling like my sinuses are all stuffy, and it works fairly well. So, but I need something, yeah, of course, during the daytime hours, so that when I'm recording YouTube videos, I don't feel all stuffy and sound all nasally. And some days are worse than others. I'm sure that you guys, you guys have been around long enough that you can tell. There are days when I sound better than others, and today's going to be one of the not so good days, I'm afraid. But that's okay. I want to color anyway, so that's what we're going to do. I like this color combination, and I do want to give a shout out to Laura Malone for this. This is kind of taken from her idea that she gave me for the mushroom tops in the page I colored in Seasons, if you guys saw that. So I kind of channeled those colors over into these pencils, and I'm using it to do these leaves. And I think it's really pretty. I'm really loving this combo. And like I said, guys, when I do things like this, even when I'm doing like a color in chat or a buddy color, I always keep track of the colors I use. So if you are ever curious about what colors I use to get a certain thing to look a certain way, all you have to do is ask and I can look it up. I only started doing this a couple months ago though, so if it's an older picture, I'm probably not going to know. And I know a lot of people ask me, oh, that's, you know, what colors did you use for that? So I'm trying to oblige the best I can. Speaking of dogs, they're in the room with me today. They're behind me. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're behind me getting into stuff. I don't know how much space is left on my camera, so we may end up having to do this in a couple parts. It'll be all one part for you, but there will be a break in it. I don't know if I want to color all the leaves that look like this in these colors. I haven't decided. I'm just kind of picking groups of them for now and doing them this way. And then this is the Lyra blender. These are oil-based pencils, of course. So, while I don't care so much for this blender with the polychromos, and I actually think the Prisma blender works better with those pencils, this blender works better, I think, with the SF pencils. I don't know why that is, guys. I don't know if I'm crazy and I'm just like, something's wrong with me and it's all in my head. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to come down here to this big leaf now. Sometimes I think it's all in my head. Because I know a lot of people are like crazy about these Splendor blenders. And I just never did like them. Even with the oil pencils, I still go with the Prisma blender. And then people say, well, you're going to get wax bloom. That's bad. Don't use that. And I say, well, that's okay. If I get wax bloom, I'll just wipe it off and continue on with my life. It'll be okay. I'm going to take a break from filming here in a little bit, and I'm going to show you something because I need your all's help. My best friend's two kids, my best friend's name is Fawn, and her two kids' names are Alyssa and Rusty, and we weren't in each other's lives for several years, but we've been best friends pretty much since we were both about 13, with the exception of a few years. And so I've been in both her kids' lives since they were really little, and she's been in my kids' lives since they were really little. And so she brought me a present today that her kids found while they were out shopping, and they absolutely said they had to give it to me. Now, her kids don't call me by my name. Her kids actually call me Dude. And that's because I say the word dude all the time. Like, dude, seriously? And I know it's cliche, and I know it's silly, and I know, trust me, I know. Yes, The Big Lebowski is one of my most favorite movies of all time. But her oldest daughter, her only daughter, calls me Erin most of the time. She'll say dude if she's goofing off, but her son, who's, I think 6 now, or 5, he's in kindergarten now, so he doesn't call me Erin. I don't even think he knows my name is Erin. He just calls me Dude. I'm Dude to him, period. So they were out shopping, and they saw it, and they're like, we have to get this for Dude. So now I have this gift that I got from my best friend's kids, and it's awesome, and I absolutely can't wait to use it. But I need your all's help, and I will show you later. After the little break I'm going to take in a little while, I'll show you later what I mean, because I don't know what to do with it. And there's a lot of you guys who are way, way more experienced with coloring and coloring materials and stuff than I am. So I'm sure somebody out there in YouTube land is going to have the answer I need. And that's one of the reasons why I love my subscribers. I love you guys so much because you are always right there to help me. If I have a question, it is answered right away, and it's just wonderful, and I appreciate all of you guys so, so much for your help when it comes to things like that. I don't know if I told you guys or not, but since I started my coffee tip jar thing, we did the talk where I talked about how I decided against doing anything like Patreon because I wasn't about to charge anybody to access, any of the videos that I record, or anything that I want to teach. I don't feel right about it. I did start the coffee, which is the like a tip jar, and the link for that's below if you're curious and checking it out and seeing how it works. So that's definitely down there. And if you're a YouTuber and you're watching this and you've considered doing Patreon, but you're like me and you're like, man, I just don't know, go check out the coffee website. You don't buy me a coffee or anything, of course, but just click on the link and go check it out. It looks really cool and it's really simple and it's secure because it's done just directly through PayPal. And so basically it's like $3 and your people can buy you a coffee. They can buy you 1 coffee. They can buy you 5 coffees. They can buy you a coffee once a week. They can buy you a coffee once a year. It's really, really helpful. And so with all of the coffees that you guys and my Facebook group have given to me, I was able to get, if I can find it, ta-da! So what I did was, because I was going to buy a coloring book with the money that everybody donated, it was a group effort. So I put a poll up in my Facebook group and said, okay guys, here's all the coloring books that I'm thinking about buying. Which one do you want me to buy? So this was my group's, doing. They paid for it. They chose it. So I am so 100% happy to have it. I've penciled my name in here because I don't know if I'm going to leave it like that or not. I penciled my name in. I started doing a little bit of coloring over here of the little guy. I was just testing out the Faber-Castell polychromos in here just to see how they work. So I tested it on a back page. I'm really excited about this book, guys. I know it's really expensive. It's $30. I know it's expensive, and I know that a lot of you are like, there's just no way I'm paying $30 for a coloring book. And I'm going to be honest, had it not been for people making the donations they did, I wouldn't have had it either. I just don't have that kind of money to spend on coloring books. I really don't. So this is my Christmas present. You guys have been so generous to me that it's overwhelming how generous you've really been. And this gift right here is probably my favorite. Everything that you all have sent me, I love. Everything. I love it all. It's all just beautiful and gorgeous. This is like the culmination of it, I think. This just goes to show how the power of community, it's like a physical manifestation of the power of community, where I say, hey guys, help me out, and you guys do help me out, and then you get to make the choices on what you want to see. So I do plan on coloring something in here. Probably I'll start something to do for Sunday Funday next week, because I know you guys aren't going to want me to do my buddy color all in the Sunday Funday. But I need to get started on it, and you guys know I color slow, so I figured I'd better do it now, or else I might not do it at all. So that's what I'm doing. We're doing the buddy color on Sunday Funday today. So I'm going to go ahead and try to use the blender at this point. So, my opinion of the Schpirrer Farben pencils. I know everybody was like, you need to get these. They're so good. And so Anne sent me the set. I had them on my wish list, and I had full intentions of buying them once the holidays were over. But Anne sent them to me because she wants me to review them and let her know what I think. Well, okay. So, I gotta be honest, guys. Here's what I think. Oh, because some of this is symmetrical, what I do to one side, I'm doing to the other side immediately, so I don't really forget to do it. So I'm doing this, now I'm coming over here and doing this one. Do I think they're good pencils? Yes. Ugh, you guys are going to get so mad. I think the Marco Renoir pencils, if they didn't crumble and break and stuff on me, I think I like them better. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. They feel smoother to me. They seem like they go down easier. They're easier to blend and layer and work with and stuff. These aren't bad. I'm not saying that they're bad, and I think they're... Even though I'm saying that, guys, I want you to think about something. The 72 set of the Marco Renoir is, what, 40 bucks or something now? These are 25-ish. So, I mean, you're getting something that's basically the same for, you know, a little bit for less. You can't really go wrong with that. I used the wrong color right there. Oops. It's okay. And then the Renoir, of course, come in a 100-pack, but the last I checked, the 100-pack of the Marco Renoir were $60, and of course, that's more than I want to spend on a set of budget pencils. You know, if I could buy them open stock and replace them, okay. But I'm not going to spend $60 on a set of 100 pencils if I can't buy new pencils to replace them, and that's just me, guys. Please keep in mind that a lot of the things I say here are 100% my opinion. You should do what you want in life and in coloring. And I think some of us just need to take a break and remember that, after all, it is only paper, it is only pencils. There is no need to get in an uproar, to get angry because we disagree about how something performs or how something looks. I think there's been a little bit too much of that lately in the community. And so I'm trying to really find a way to step away from that, to get away from the negativity and focus on the reason that we're all here to start with, and that is the coloring. This needs to be a little darker up here. I think I need to sharpen again. I think that's why I'm having issues. Oh, for all you Tagau people out there, all the Tagau pencil sharpener people who for months on end said, Erin, get a Tagau, you're missing out, you need the Tagau. Well, I got it. And you were right. It is my favorite pencil sharpener. It's my favorite by a mile. So I ordered 2 more, and they should be here early next week. I'm going to keep ordering them when I have the money, because here's the one negative. I keep hearing one negative about these things, and that's that they go dull really, really quickly. Even if you're sharpening graphite in them regularly, that they continue to go dull. So I happen to sketch with a solid graphite pencil. So as far as putting graphite in this thing goes, I've got that covered. So I will let you know when mine starts getting dull and when I have to pitch it. Because it's a dull sharpener that's going to eat your pencils up, guys, and you don't want that. Always got to have a sharp blade. I do still have the M&R. I have not, I sharpened my polychromos in the M&R. I have not sharpened them in here yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do if I end up liking this better than the M&R. I'll probably put the M&R up and keep it for, like, if my Tagau is dull and I don't have any alternatives available. Or maybe I'll use the M&R strictly for sketching pencils, because I do happen to like the longer point on my sketching pencils. So that's an idea too. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm not out all the money that I spent on it, because I happen to like something else better. It has officially started to rain outside. That sound is just so relaxing. How many of you guys really like the sound of rain? I guess I should be fortunate that it's December 22nd and it's rain instead of snow and ice. I don't like winter precipitation. Okay, I take that back. I don't mind winter precipitation. Like, if it snowed on Christmas Eve, like if it snowed a foot on Christmas Eve and then melted all by Christmas night, if it was all melted before the 26th, that would be fine. I wouldn't care. But having snow on the ground multiple days a year and having to drive in it, no. Especially around here. I'm in the Midwest and people don't know how to drive in snow. It like terrifies them. Alright guys, I have to take a break for a little bit. I'm going to go let my dogs out, feed them, and I'm going to bring you back my Christmas gift that I got from my best friend so that you guys can see it and help me figure something out, and you'll know what that is when I come back. Alright, just a few minutes. Alright everybody, welcome back. You guys might be hearing my dogs munching on their food in the next room because they're loud and they act like they're continuously ravenous. So yeah, there's that too. I did go and grab what I wanted to show to you guys though, so let me move my stuff out of the way just a little bit here. So this was my gift from my best friend's kids. It's a Color Joy 11-ounce stoneware mug, and basically you color it. And it looks like this. So this is my love of two things all wrapped up into one, coffee and coloring. So this is what it looks like. Now the trouble is, and where I need help, is it did not come with anything to color it with. It says on the back, on the decorating instructions, decorate cup with oil-based markers and let dry for 24 hours. And then bake in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, what are oil-based markers? What would you recommend for an affordable oil-based marker? Because there's a really good chance I'm probably not going to use them again after I color this mug. So, if you guys can recommend something that will color on this, it says a ceramic glass or ceramic marker, and you can order them from dcigift.com, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just pick up some cheapy ones at Hobby Lobby or something. So if you guys have any ideas, that would be appreciated. Or if there's something else that I can use to color it, that would also be appreciated. Otherwise, I think it's pretty just the way it is. I don't even have to color it. It can definitely be my go-to coffee mug just the way it is. And just a reminder, you know, to add color to everything a little bit every day. I thought it was so thoughtful, and the fact that her kids found it and said, we have to give that to Dude. That just really made my day. It was really, really sweet of them. So let's put that back in the box. And she said when she brought it, she said, well, you can put your colored pencils and stuff in there. And I said, oh no, I'm going to drink my coffee out of it. Are you crazy? It's going to be my coffee mug. So we're going to put that away. I'm going to actually stick it up on top of my shelf here. We'll get back to doing the coloring. That's why we're all here. You guys can listen to my dogs eat while I color. Move the book up a little bit so we can do some different leaves. So, how has everyone been? I know it's getting right. It's Christmas Eve actually tonight. Right, like I said, it's Friday for me actually right now. But because I'll be busy Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I'm getting things recorded and put into motion for you guys ahead of time. I am still going to try to do my Sunday live stream at 7 p.m. Central Time, even though it's Christmas Eve. If you guys can't make it because you have other obligations, please don't feel bad. It'll be just like every other live stream. I'm not going to go all Christmas crazy or anything. Nothing like that. We'll just get together and we'll live stream and wish everybody Merry Christmas. I know that a lot of you guys are going to be spending time with family, and I know that a lot of you won't. If you're, you know, like me, a lot of my family has died or lives so far away that we don't really get to see each other a whole lot. And even my kids won't be here. They travel out of state to either Illinois with their grandparents or Wisconsin with their dad for every major holiday. So they won't even be here. So it'll just be me and my boyfriend hanging out. Like I said, he's not a big holiday celebrator anyway, so he'll probably be sitting in the room playing Call of Duty. Of course, he'll have to be filtered because he likes to drop the F-bomb when he gets shot, so we have to make him wear a muzzle when I do a live stream with him in the room, unfortunately. He hasn't done it yet, though. I'm proud of him that he's managed to behave himself. He's in the room sometimes when I'm recording videos, so he's done pretty well so far. Can't complain about him too much. Of course, if I'm not making a video and I'm just like sitting at my desk and coloring while he's playing, I'll put my earbuds in and I'll either turn on Spotify or I will watch somebody's YouTube videos, which I should be doing, and I probably will do tonight because I am so far behind. I'm so far behind on everybody's videos. I did manage to get caught up with Ann over at A Colorful Life. She did a 4-part series where she was coloring the Prismacolor blends from Color with Claire from her website. She got permission from Claire to download those and color them all in on her channel with all her subscribers, which was a really cool thing to watch. to see all those combinations of colors just kind of come to life right there in front of you. So I was really pleased to see that. And it was somehow like really satisfying to watch too. It was almost like ASMR, except not, because Anne's, you know, chatty and friendly and talkative. On that subject, just so we have something to talk about, how many of you guys watch the ASMR coloring videos? Do any of you actually watch those? And do any of you guys know what ASMR is? As a matter of fact, I forget what it stands for, so let me check it out real quick. Okay, there, I couldn't remember all of it. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And basically the point of it is it's supposed to be a sensory thing that stimulates a sense of euphoria or like extreme happiness and relaxation, that sort of thing. So ASMR coloring videos, what you'll have is you'll have people doing like flip throughs, but they'll have the microphone down really close to the page so that you can hear the page turning, or they'll put the microphone down by their hand so you can hear the sound of the colored pencil on the paper, and they will whisper a lot. And supposedly for some people, these types of sounds are euphoric. They lull them into almost like a trance of sorts, where they get so relaxed that like it's almost like they forget their surroundings for a while. I know a couple people who actually fall asleep to ASMR videos, not the coloring ASMR videos, but ASMR videos in general. There's all different kinds of them. If you just type ASMR into Google, or into YouTube, it'll bring up a whole slew of different types of videos that do it. It's kind of neat. So if you're someone who is interested in that kind of thing, it might be something for you to check out. I haven't done it yet myself. Actually, I want to put more of this in there. I haven't done it yet myself, but I'm thinking that I might try some that were recommended to me by a friend. And if I like them, then we'll do like a little video or something about it, and I'll list all the ones that I liked in the description or something for you. Like I said, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it might be for some of you. Like I have a friend who's really big into astrology and the zodiac and things like that. And I had some technical issues with my internet going down and my car acting funny. And this has been, I don't know, it's been a few weeks ago now. And she commented on my Facebook post and said, well, it is Mercury retrograde, so, you know, what can you expect? And, you know, I'm not one who gets into that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people do, and a lot of people put a lot of belief into it. Me, not so much. I think it's cool. I think that the description of, like, the astrological signs or whatever, like, I'm an Aries, and my description of the kind of person I am fits me to a T. I will be 100% honest about that. I am very stubborn. I'm very hard-headed. I don't get angry often, but when I do, I get really angry, and I tend to hold grudges. I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to not be that way anymore, and I'm trying to learn how to forgive and forget. I'm trying to learn how to not fly off the handle. And as a lot of you guys have noticed lately, I'm kind of sensitive, really. Like, things get to me really easily. I get 3 dislikes on a video, and I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? And people are like, look, you know, people are just gonna dislike the videos. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to happen. You could give away $1 million to every single subscriber, and somebody would still dislike it. And you know what? They're right. So, it is what it is. I've got to stop letting it get to me. I'm not doing this to try to avoid dislikes. I'm doing it because it's fun. I'm doing it because I know a lot of you guys enjoy it. A lot of you guys enjoy watching the videos and, you know, putting it on in the background while you're coloring and doing your thing. So that's why I do it. And to be honest, when I do these videos, and I sit and I color and I talk to well, I'm basically talking to myself. I am talking to you guys, but it's the equivalent of talking to myself. I really feel like I'm talking to you guys. I think you're right here in the room with me, and I'm just having a conversation about stuff that happens with my friends. And the live streams are so much fun because then you guys get to like answer me back in real time. So I ask a question and you guys are all like, you have answers, and I feel like I can get to know you better, which is a good thing. I've developed a lot of really good friendships through the YouTube community, through my Facebook group, and through other Facebook groups too. So definitely grateful for all of those. There are even a few people that when we first started interacting, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this person very much. And now, you know, I consider them some of the people I'm closest to in the community. So, don't judge a book by its cover. There's the moral of the story. Don't form opinions of people right away and then run away with them, because sometimes people aren't who you think they are. And as much as when I say that, I know a lot of you are thinking of it in a negative sense, but a lot of the times it goes the opposite way too. A lot of times people they surprise you. They're a lot different than what your first impression of them is, in a good way. I have gone slightly outside the lines, and I don't know. Oh, here we go. I found it. In the midst of all my cleaning yesterday, I misplaced my Tombow Mono eraser, so I've got to look for it later. I know it's here. It's in my desk somewhere. I just put things away and forget where I put them away. Essentially, I've hidden it from me. So what do you guys think of this color combination so far? I'm really liking it. I think it's pretty neat, really. I'm excited about it. I haven't decided how I want to do the background yet. I do have, let me show you guys if I have it close by. I have this. It's a gold marker, but I don't know if it's alcohol based. I'm going to have to do some research. I don't know if it'll bleed through the page. But it is, let me show you. Ignore my numbers. This was my word count from work today. It is very, 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 very metallic. See that? It's like a beautiful marker. So I'd love to find something like this, but a bigger one, and do a background in it. It didn't bleed through, but if you guys can, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it ghosts. So you have like a shadow, and I definitely don't want that. No, I don't think I want that on my book. Well, darn it. We'll think of something else. We'll find a different way. Maybe we'll do the Posca pen trick with the pencil and the Posca pen on this. I have these too, but these are permanent markers. These I picked up at Dollar Tree. I have a poster marker. This is water-based. Let's see what this looks like. It says right on it it's water-based. Ooh, that's pretty. But again, I don't know. This paper is kind of thin. It's not like the paper in the book, so I don't know. And I have this one, the Artline Supreme metallic marker. Which is just like a different color blue. It's also metallic. Yeah, and it went through quite a bit also. I don't know, guys. These are mostly for my single-sided pages or ones I print. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll end up doing. Wow, they'll stay wet forever too. We will figure something out eventually. Alright, back to coloring. I need to move some of these colors down to, let's see, I'm trying to move my book so you guys can see it. Actually, I need to sharpen. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do all the leaves that are this shape in these colors. I don't know. That might be a little bit much. I know I want to do some of the littler leaves in the blues again. So I'll switch over to those in just a bit. Sharpen everything back up a little bit. Okay. But I am going to do these ones that are down here on the bottom. So these SF pencils, the color range is nice, I think. I think it could have been better. I think there are some pencils that are very, very close to each other that they could have eliminated completely and given us something a little bit different. Of course, I could say that about every single set of pencils except for the Prismacolor. I think Prismacolor pretty much secured the market on the best range of colors humanly possible. I think they did a fantastic job with theirs. Did I grab the wrong color again? I sure did. Never fails. They erase nicely. But yeah, with these pencils, I feel like the range of greens is a little strange. So, I don't know. I'd like to keep the whole image in the blues and greens category, I think, just to kind of make everything cohesive. And I like up here, let me move it. Like up here, I've got some darker blue leaves, and I'm gonna kind of put those around too. For the butterfly in the center, I think I'm gonna do something a little different. I may introduce different colors into the butterfly, like whatever color I put for the flowers, maybe purples or pinks or a combination. We'll put those onto the butterfly because, like everybody says, that's the only thing I ever use is greens, blues, purples, and pinks. The more I use these, though, the more I do like them. I wasn't so sure about them at first, because I know that people had hyped them up to the point they're like, oh my goodness, it's like polychromos, but cheaper. So I was like, really? Well, that's interesting. And then I got them, and they're nothing like polychromos, guys. They're just not. The only thing that they have in common with the polychromos is that they have an oily consistency about them. Other than that, they're not like polychromos. They're softer. They are different to work with than a polychromos. They tend to streak. You have to be kind of careful with them or else you'll get a streaky look, which is why you're seeing me use the Lyra Splendor Blender on them, because it kind of helps to smooth things over and stop that streaky look. And which is why, one of the reasons I never really went and bought the Hero pencils. The colors are great, and everybody that I saw that had them and demonstrated them and fell in love with them, the colors were amazing. I love the color selection. And the vibrancy of the colors was great too, because it looked like it didn't require hardly any effort to get some color on the page. But I saw a lot of really streaky results and people having to fight really hard to fix it. And they were successful. They were successful in getting rid of the streaks, but it's like, you know, I don't want it to have to be that much work. And I like pencils that I can layer bunch. I like putting lots of layers. That's the relaxing part of coloring for me, is going slow and adding the layers. And so if I'm only going to be limited to a few layers with a pencil, I'm probably not going to like it very much, to be honest. So I didn't jump on the Hero bandwagon. And now And then it switched from the Heroes to these, and then everybody was crazy about these, and I'm like, oh, is this going to be another bandwagon like the Heroes, where everybody's going to be all about them for, you know, a month or two, and then you don't hear about them anymore? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the case with these. For the price, these pencils are fantastic. If you guys haven't yet, I did a review of another brand of pencils called Bayland Premier Luxe Series colored pencils, and that is up on my channel. If you go and you look through the playlist, you'll find a product reviews playlist, and it's in there somewhere. Those pencils are okay too. They weren't my favorites. They're not bad. I don't want anybody to think I'm saying they're bad. They're not bad. They're just not my favorites. I think they will probably be some of my favorites for coloring and create space books and the like. They do a really good job with that. So I'm going to be doing a similar review of these pencils probably sometime in the next day or two. I don't know if I'll get time to do it over the Christmas holiday, but if I do, I certainly will. If not, it'll be sometime right after the holidays. I know a lot of you guys are really excited to see all the reviews of the pencils. And you know, if you're anything like me, it doesn't matter who you watch, even if it's a YouTuber that you trust a whole lot. One person's review, one person's opinion is never enough, guys. Don't ever, ever, ever just take somebody's opinion for something, even me. If I say, holy cow, this is the best pencil ever, go buy it right now, don't listen to me. Go watch a bunch of different reviews. See how several people feel about it. There may be like little nuances that I miss that other people don't, and they're like, hey, this pencil, it does this, and I may not have told you that. So I'm one of those people, I'll watch every review I can find on a pencil before I buy it. So if you are looking for some good sources of product reviews, especially colored pencils, before you go out and spend your hard-earned money on them, I will give you some. I like, two of my favorites are Color and Caria. Of course, I love Caria. She's so funny. She's really and super enthusiastic, and she, you can tell in her videos that she really puts a lot of enthusiasm into everything that she does. So if you haven't checked out any of her videos yet, the next time you're considering buying a colored pencil, definitely go give her channel a check. Her name is spelled with a K, K-A-R-I-A, and it's Coloring Caria. So she'll be really stoked that you stopped by and checked out her reviews. Owings Art, his reviews are short, sweet, and to the point. So if that's the kind of person that you are, where you just want to hurry up and get the review over with and figure out, you know, what's going on with that pencil, that's a good place for you. Harry over at the Art Gear Guide, also on YouTube. It's just the Art Gear Guide. If you want a super duper thorough review, he's the guy for you. Harry is all about making sure he gets you just the right information, exactly what you want to know, whether you're an artist, whether you're a colorist, whether you're a hobbyist, it doesn't matter. He works really super duper hard to get you information that will benefit you. So check him out too. There are others that do product reviews. Off the top of my head, those are the three that if I had to absolutely choose three to go to watch their reviews, it would be those three. So if I'm leaving somebody off the list, guys, please don't be angry with me. I don't want anybody to be hurt because I didn't mention their name or anything. If I think of some others, or if you guys can think of some others that you think do excellent product reviews, then please, by all means, leave their name in the comments, and I'll move it up to the description box so that people can use that as a resource. The point of the whole conversation is just don't just take one person's word for it, even mine. Always check out multiple reviews. Alright, so there's where I am with this. Let me take a drink of my Coke and see how much more of these colors I want to do. I don't know. I think I'm going to start back in with the blues. We'll go back to the small blue leaves for a while I think about it. So I have some done up here in these corners. I want to come down here and get these in these corners now. Sorry for moving my book around so much, everybody. I don't mean to make everybody dizzy, but as you guys know, I am working with quite limited desk space here. Although I did clean it, I'm so excited. Maybe I will do like a little vlog for you when I'm done here with the recording the Sunday Funday. I'll do like a little, here's my workspace vlog again. Some of you guys really seem to like that. My room's a disaster right now, so if I do it, you guys are just going to have to cut me a little slack. Alright, so 29 is actually lighter. Oop, this one is actually lighter than this one, even though this barrel is darker. I'd have to remember that. That's another thing with these pencils. Don't let the paint on the barrel fool you, because a lot of times that's not the color you're going to get. This weather, guys, it was so cold the other day. Like, it was freezing. We had the heat all turned on high. I had my electric blanket turned up. I was doing everything I could to not freeze to death. And now today, when I woke up, it was 52 degrees outside. So, of course, I was sweating because the heat was on so high. And then, so I got up this morning, and I turned off all the heat, and I opened up the bedroom window for a little while to air it out in here because it was just so hot. And so I drank my coffee with the bedroom window open and kind of browsed YouTube a little bit. And then it started cooling off again. So I had to close the bedroom window because it was getting really cold. It cooled down, I think, into the 40s. And now I just checked again while I was taking my little break because it was raining outside when I let the dogs out. And it's back up to almost 60 degrees. I have no idea what is going on. It's impossible. It's impossible to know how to dress in the morning. It's impossible to know where to set your heat. I mean, the Midwest is nuts for weather. And the people who live in Florida always say, well, you don't really want to be here either because it's always so hot and miserably humid. And you know what, though? I think I would take that over never knowing from one day to the next what's going to happen. At least you guys know what you're preparing for. You know what I mean? Although the hurricanes might put me off a little bit. I'm not a big fan of those. I'll switch over and do some blue leaves back in this corner. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this page. Oh, and I do want to point something out too. I made a post in the Facebook group the other day where I said something about I wanted to do the buddy colors as a group so that we could all compare our work and see how different it was. And someone pointed out that saying compare probably wasn't the best choice of words because it made it seem like I was seeing who colored better. I do want to apologize for that if that's how it seemed. That's not my intention, guys. It's not a matter of who colors better. When I said to compare our work, what I meant was I think it's going to be fun to see everybody's different interpretations. Like, I want to do mine in a lot of blues and greens, and somebody else may do theirs in all red. So that's kind of what I meant by that. It's going to be fun to see how everybody interprets their page differently. Again, we all color at different levels, and we all have different coloring styles. So there's never any kind of competition as to who has more skill than someone else. Not in my group. That is not how it works. These blues they work really nicely together. Very, very pretty. I like it. So now let's do these leaves here in the center. These are the tiny, tiny ones. So I need to be extra careful. So for those of you who are coloring something other than the buddy color, if you're like me and you color about 10 things at once, I don't know, that just seems to be my style. I like coloring a bunch of different things because I feel like if I don't, I get burned out on a picture and I just don't want to finish it at all. So if you guys are coloring something other than this picture for the buddy color, what are you coloring? What book are you coloring out of? And do you have, like, have you discovered any new favorite books or artists or anything as of late that you would like to share with us? I am always, always interested in new art. Always. I've discovered that a lot of the artists that I'm really interested in lately, their books are printed on CreateSpace paper. And that's really sad. But what I'm going to do is just, I have a scanner, so I'm just going to scan the ones I want to color and print them and color them. Because honestly, the work is beautiful. I'm not going to let the paper ruin my experience. I'm not going to gripe at the artist either. So let's be clear about this too, for those of you guys who are with me and you don't like coloring on the CreateSpace paper. It's not fair to blame the artist for that paper, because it is not their fault. That's Amazon's fault. That's what Amazon gives them to put their books on. I think what we should do as colorists, if we're that bothered by the CreateSpace paper, and I have done it myself, is just write Amazon and be like, hey, you know, we've got some artists out there creating some really beautiful work, but the paper that you're putting their work on is terrible. So can we up the game just a little bit, please? I know I would be willing to pay another $1 or $2 for a book, you know, at least, if the paper quality was better. For goodness sake, look at Hannah Carlzon's books that, you know, cost anywhere from $12 to $13, maybe $14. Those books are gorgeous and they're hardcover. And so here we are paying, you know, $8.99, $10 for the books printed on the artist, guys. Don't blame the artist. Blame Amazon for being cheapskates. And write them letters and ask them to, you know, do better by their artists. Of course, you know, people like me, we're going to buy the books anyway. It doesn't make any difference. Whether they ever change the paper or they don't, we're still going to buy the books, and we know it. Just trying to find ways around the paper destroying my pencils or destroying my frame of mind. And I know a lot of people will use markers as a base and then shade with pencil. I can't use markers on that paper either. Number one, it destroys the marker nib in like no time. And number two, you put the marker like in an area and it starts spreading out everywhere. And you, no matter how careful you are to try to control it, it doesn't really help, which drives me crazy. So I think I'm going to be one of the scan and printers from this point forward. If I have a CreateSpace book, I'm not going to not order the book because it's on that paper. I'm just going to scan it and print it on the paper of my choosing. So whether or not this picture ends up with a background depends on how close I am to finished by January the 5th. I have no idea. I am going to be wrapping this video up here in just a minute. But for those of you who are in the Facebook group, I did mention that we are going to start doing a weekly category challenge where we're going to have a category every week, and it's going to be our goal to color a picture based on that category. You'll have all week to color it, and it needs to be uploaded in the appropriate album by Sunday morning each week. What will happen is I will personally look through these and basically pick a winner. Again, it is kind of a competition, but it's not based on your coloring skill at all. When I look at them, what I'm going to be looking at is how clever you were with matching your picture to the category, and that sort of thing. So like, if I say that the category is trees and you take a mandala and you manage to like somehow color a tree where one doesn't exist inside a mandala, that's going to be pretty clever. So, you know, that kind of thing. It's not going to be based on coloring skill whatsoever. Again, we all color at different levels. So we're going to start that, and it's going to run until, please have all your pictures uploaded by Sunday morning so I have time to look at them and announce the winner during the Sunday live stream every week. And then whoever the winner is will win their picture being displayed as the group's cover photo for the entire week. And they also get to choose the next category for everybody else, including me. If I have time to participate, I will. So that's pretty neat. So if you win and you are going to choose the category, you have until Monday morning to come up with a category. If you haven't chosen one by Monday morning, then I'm going to have to choose one for you. And that's because if we go from Monday morning to Sunday morning, that's less than a week really anyway. So that's not really having, well, I mean, it is right at a week, which isn't a whole lot of time for a lot of people to color a picture. So we do need to make sure we get that category posted and up as soon as we possibly can. Sunday night is best. If you can come up with a category Sunday night after you've won, that's ideal. But if you need some time to think, coming up with one by Monday morning is perfect. And just PM it to me if you want, and I will make a big admin post telling everybody what the new category is. So, for this coming week, I know, guys, that we have done a lot of Christmas and a lot of winter and a lot of a lot of Christmas and a lot of winter and a lot of snow and that kind of thing. So, our very first category is going to be the opposite of Christmas in July. We are going to do summer in December. So today, this week's category, starting today and running until Sunday morning, is summer. So I want you to pick a picture from any coloring book you already have, or anything at all, any coloring book that you already have. Don't go buy something. Use any medium you want, any colors you want, and color us a summery picture. Something that makes you think of summer when you see it. Color us a picture of your favorite summer cocktail. Color a picture of the beach. Color a picture of a lady in a bikini, as long as it's, you know, PG-13. Color a anything that makes you think of summer, and that's what we will want to see. And I will create an album for you to put your weekly challenge pictures in, and I'll put the date range. I'll just put weekly or category challenge and then the date range, so you guys will know where to put your finished work. I'm really excited to see these, and I think for many of us it's going to be a nice break from all the winter coloring that we've been doing lately. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Sunday Funday. These are always so much fun for me to make, and I'm really glad that you guys enjoy them so much too. If you enjoy this video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Like I said in the beginning, I do all kinds of things. You're going to find color and chats like this one. I do live streams in my Facebook group every week. We do all kinds of group events and things like that. I do product reviews. So a little bit of everything. No matter what you like, you're going to find it here. Head on over to the Facebook group, Simple Art for Adults, and be sure to join us there too. We do have a lot of fun in our group. It's always funny. There's always something funny happening over there. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, because that helps me more than anything. You can check downstairs in the description box below for links to the Schpirrer Farben pencils, the Lyra Splendor blender that I've been using, the Tagal pencil sharpener that I've been using, and the Magical Jungle coloring book. If I can find some really inexpensive silicone mats like this on Amazon, I'll link those to you as well so that you can make yourself some little, it's like a makeshift Japanese writing board basically, and it's just so cheap. It's my alternative to that. So my Amazon wish list, tip jar, all that stuff is all down there. How you can contact me, all my social media. If you want to know it, it's in the description box. So be sure to check that out after the video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I do want to thank you again for taking time out of your day to watch me. And tomorrow we're going to be launching the first day of our romantic color along. So it'll be a Merry Christmas for you guys. Happy coloring.